Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Matt T with Stacked, and right now I'm joined by FlyQuest top laner Licorice, coming off of a really big win against TSM for the second part starting of the summer split. Licorice, how's it going, dude? Tell me how it feels to win after getting camped for the worst 30 minutes of your life.
Um, I don't know. I mean, it's like frustrating when I'm playing the game, but as a top laner, I'm like at the mercy of the mid jungle pretty consistently. Happens in solo queue, happens on stage, and there's like this special feeling you get when you win a game after you like got camped and it like didn't end up giving them a big enough lead to be able to do anything. So I'd say overall feels pretty good. Um, but maybe next time I could just like play the whole game. That'd be nice for me too.
Yeah, I can imagine that probably makes the experience at least a little bit more enjoyable. But that's still like a super huge win. I mean, last night you guys got stomped by Cloud9 and now you're doing the stomp into TSM, although not to as much of a degree. How do you go from that to like this game today? Like, did you guys have to have like an emergency meeting, like slam the red button and be like, all right, this is what we need to work on like right before this game. This is what we need to do. Like, what's the timeline like between after that game and this game?
I would say the biggest thing after a game, like the game against Cloud9, is just like recovery. Like make sure that you're not like still tilted when you come in the next day. Because like obviously playing a game where you literally like don't get a single killer dragon feels like you can't do anything. Feels really bad. So we came up with a couple like ideas. We changed up our draft a little bit. But that's like pretty standard, like night before you have a draft meeting, talk about the picks, change it up, decided we want to go for the Lulu this time, and it worked out really well.
What do you think it was that C9 did to make you guys like so? I don't know what the right word is, but I guess they hamstringed you. They kept you from doing what you want to do. And how did you like take that knowledge and be like, all right, this is what we want to do in a TSM? Because you guys did change up your draft. You went Kog'Maw Lulu. They put you on Viego, Palafox on Silas. He's been really good on these like assassin mid laners. Like, how did you transfer that and make it effective?
Yeah, I mean, we looked at the Cloud9 game, and I think like the two big things were that for me personally, I should have done a much better job of like playing the dive in the top lane of like getting vision beforehand and like try to like have some dialogue with Palafox about like what if the TP is good for him or not, or like if he can like get an advantage mid if he doesn't TP and I just like back off. And like none of that really happened, and I think for myself, I kind of just chalk that up to nerves. It's like it was hard for me to play against my old team. Happens. So I mean, I wish it hadn't happened. I wish I like had the hero story where I went in there and got 20 kills and carried the game. But unfortunately, it's not the world we live in right now. But like the tower dive was one big thing, and then the other thing is that we like looked at our draft and we kind of realized that with our like four core like mid bot jungle, kind of like top lane on an island, we didn't really like have any front line. So it was really hard to go for plays. So that was something we looked to secure really early in today's draft with the Udyr pick. And I think that was a big reason why it looked so different today.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, it definitely showed that you took those two lessons to heart because a drafts got changed: Lulu, Cog, Udyr, Viego, and Silas. And then, like, even though you got dove over and over again by TSM, it seemed like things were moving a lot smoother. Like, while you were getting dove, Palafox was able to push up mid with a Herald, or you were able to look for a pick, or all those things like that. And I think it kind of speaks to, like, the mental fortitude of your team, right? Because there were also moments in this game where, like, it looked like even though you guys had, like, a really good setup, like, you picked Sword Art 3 times before you could really even be effective in the game, but it still looked like for a little bit TSM was kind of bullying you guys on the macro and they were trying to do cheeky barons and stuff. It looked, as the games, did the game ever feel like it was slipping away, and how'd you kind of get back on course?
I mean, TSM is a hard team to play against in the mid game because Sword Art really likes to make the side lane plays. So for me and Christian, when we're trying to like get tempo and push those side waves, it's like always like just like that little bit more scary because if you don't see Sword Art on the map, he's like there's like plays where he like sat in the alcove for like
Yeah,
2 minutes before.
he's
So
alcove
we're,
game.
yeah, we're he's like in our heads a little bit when we're trying to push out the waves. So I mean that made side laning harder, and I think we like did a good job of maintaining control, and it was just that one fight where we chased a little bit too far into their topside jungle, and then they ended
Right.
up starting the Baron 3v5. That was the moment where I was like, oh, fuck. Like I really hope we don't lose off of this. I hope that. swearing is not that
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, you
Sorry.
guys made a hero play and knocked him off of it. I think if they get that Baron, they win that game. That was such like, yeah. Is there ever like I imagine in the rush of the moment, there's always this like we killed two of them, we have to Baron now. Like, how is it generally like in any LCS team? There's just like one guy who's like, hey, relax, we don't have to do this right now, or is it ever sometimes people just get swept up in the fervor? Like, is there ever
Um,
that person who has to act as like the calm head?
yeah, I mean, I would say that one of our problems as a team is that we have too many com heads. Where like in the game versus CLG, for example, we like killed them and we could have done Baron, and we were like, no, 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 but like Dragon's coming up in 2 minutes, so we can just like scale. And there's like nothing wrong with it, but for me personally, I like to make those more aggressive plays. So I would say that we definitely have enough cool heads on our team, and also for TSM, like it's like not a winning game for them at that point. Like they're getting outscaled in every lane, I think. Um, and I like really think that them going for the Baron is the correct call, and it's just going to come down to execution.
Mm-hmm. How do you like fix that? Like that, I get you said it wasn't like a super big problem, like that everybody just kind of hanging out, waiting to press those moments when you have those moments. But like, how do you, as a team, like work on that? Like, does someone just have to go really gung ho and be like a more aggressive shot caller, or is it just like a mentality change that happens over time?
I would say it's more of a mentality change that happens over time. Like it's like I think one of the biggest reasons you scrim is that you get everyone on the same page for like if like this happens and you have like a situation where like it's 4v5 and you just killed their jungler, like what do you guys want to do? Like do you guys want to hit the Baron? Because like if you're in the LPL, you're hitting the Baron 5v5, you're in the LPL. But here there's like there's like a lot of options of what you can do. Like maybe you want to push the waves and get tempo, or maybe you want to play the side lane game. Maybe you want to like bait the Baron and never hit it, or maybe you just want to rush it and like do that. So it's really about making sure that all our players are on the same page, and that's just going to happen slowly over time.
Mm-hmm. And my last question I do want to ask you, speaking of like aggressive champions, Viego and Gwen, which one's more busted, and which one do you think's more likely to see like a big nerf?
Personally, I think Gwen is more busted. It the champion just feels like you kill. You like kind of win pretty much every lane. You kill everybody at one item. At two items, you like start to become unstoppable. At three items, you're like actually unstoppable, and you can like 1v4 their whole team. Um, and that's just like not really balanced. And then Viego, on the other hand, he's like not super strong in lane. He's got like a decent laning phase, and he's like got the reset potential, but I just like don't think that in games where you're behind that Viego can do nearly as much as Gwen can. So I would definitely give the edge to Gwen.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I think Viego's just more tilting inherently as a champion because it's like
Yeah.
you're about to kill him, the ghost appears, he becomes invulnerable for like, what is it, second and a half, 2 seconds. It's like, well, mini Zanyas, we can't target him, but then he gets a huge heal and then he just jumps on you, gets his ult reset again, heals. It's like, oh my god, you were supposed to be dead. Like any other champion would be dead right now. You don't deserve this. But that's just me. Him and Ezreal, but that's his whole other thing. But
Yeah.
anyways, Licorice, I lied. I actually have one more question. You guys have a game tomorrow. Are you guys gonna stomp them? What are we gonna see? Are we gonna see the same FlyQuest as we did today?
Um, I don't know. I imagine that we'll be on red side this time, so they will kind of decide more of the direction that the draft goes. Because like on blue side, they get to first pick the champion that they want, ban the champions that they want. We're kind of like a little bit forced to ban like certain champions based on like what we think they're good at and what we're worried about. So the draft is a big question mark for tomorrow, and I've actually been pleasantly surprised by Golden Guardians. So I'm really excited to play them on stage.
Absolutely, and I can tell you, I have been too. Once again, this is FlyQuest top laner Licorice, and I'm Matt Tebow with Stacked. You can find us online at stacked.gg. You can follow us on our socials at StackedLOL. If you're watching this video, be sure to like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. It really helps us out a lot, and a lot of you who are watching aren't subscribed, so please do that. It'll make me personally feel better, and it'll help with as we grow and get better at things. Once again, Licorice, thanks so much for your time, and good luck tomorrow in your game.
Yeah, thank you.